Pat Robertson did an interview with Fox News contributor Todd Starnes, and they planned a revolution. I'm sure it'll work, guys.
There is a war on religious liberty, and that war is being directed at people of the Christian faith. Christianity is under attack in America.
Let's talk about Muslim. What is the attitude toward Muslim? What can they do?
Well, in this administration, we have seen time and time again where the Islamic faith has been given accommodation, and yet the Christian faith has been marginalized in the public marketplace.
Are we going to have a revolution? We ought to have something.
Pat, you remember Miley Cyrus and that horrible thing she did, the twerking?
Yeah, sure.
Well, look, I got to thinking, I live in that neighborhood where that happened in New York City, Pat, and I got to thinking, you know, I think a lot of us feel the same way, that I feel like a Duck Dynasty guy living in a Miley Cyrus world where right is wrong and wrong is right and everything's topsy-turvy.
Well, gosh golly, Jeb, let me tell you right quick, I feel like I'm a Leave It to Beaver kind of guy in a Wu-Tang Clan world. Yeah. Come on, man. How do you not realize how silly you look as you're saying that? With all the twerking these young kids are doing with their booties bouncing up and down in my face, and I was just thinking about how, oh, that's so hot, Miley. Twerk again, I love it. Actually, Todd Starnes is probably gay, so that's not fair. I'm serious, by the way. He's one of these big anti-gay guys who's like so anti-gay that you're like, ooh, what are you thinking about, dude, at night when you're doing your thing? Little self-hate going on in there. But, I mean, look at the points they're making. Oh, Christianity is so marginalized in the United States of America. That's interesting. 76% of the American people are Christian. You are an overwhelming majority. You're not discriminated against. You are the mainstream, dippity. I don't know how these guys don't see these obvious truths. Have you been in America during Christmas? Yes or no? I'm not sure you can travel 13 and a half feet without going, up, there's a Christmas tree, up, there are some lights, up, there's my neighbor singing a fucking whatever, Christmas carol. I was going to say show tune, but that's not right. Singing a Christmas carol. Dude, religion is shoved down our throats repeatedly in the U.S., and we're tired of it. The idea that Christians are marginalized is the most absurd idea imaginable. And then when he says, and Muslims are favored, talk to a Muslim in the U.S., see if that's true or not. For fuck's sake, there was just this giant story that broke from The Intercept a few weeks ago that we covered on the show. There was an internal memo in the government that said, treat moderate Muslims in the U.S. like they're terrorists. Spy on their conversations. I mean, one of them was ran for office as a Republican politician. They were spying on him because he's a Muslim. One of them was one of the first Muslim Americans to call for peace in a speech with President Bush after the 9/11 attacks, and they said, oh, suspicious. Look after him. He's Muslim. The idea that Muslims are treated, really, what does Ramadan look like in the U.S. when that rolls around? If you ask somebody who's non-Muslim, they won't even know when Ramadan is. I don't fucking know when Ramadan is, and I follow this stuff closely. God, conservatives are so silly. Go ahead, guys, fight your revolution. I want to see that revolution so bad. You're going to have to go to all the senior homes in America, specifically in red states. Those are the actual Pat Robertson fans. You go to Alabama, Mississippi, go into some senior centers. Come on, guys. Sean Hannity's leading the pack. Where's my walker? Doris, bring that fine ass over here. We're going to get Obama. It's an Obama-nation. Oh, is that a video of Miley Cyrus twerking? It's so hot.